Okay, so it all started with this video. See this.
The United States is not participating in official talks at the G20 in South Africa. I saw the South African president running his mouth a little bit against the United States and the president of the United States earlier today, and that language is not appreciated by the president or his team. The ambassador or the representative of the embassy in South Africa is simply there to recognize that the United States will be the host of the G20. They are receiving that send-off at the end of the event. They are not there to participate in official talks, despite what the South African president is falsely claiming.
Yeah, that is it was shared by the Rapid Response. Says at press he says the United States is not participating in official talks at the G20 in South Africa. I saw the South African president running his mouth a little bit against the United States and Puthos, and that language is not appreciated by Puthos and his team. Yeah, that is our Donald Trump spokesperson. She actually came out when the South African president was saying that, well, it was released by the South African states saying that they have been a negotiation, or America is trying to negotiate or have a talks with them behind the scenes with the whole G20 summit thing, and where she was actually sent to debunk the whole conversation and the whole claim. She came talking, and also people or a lot of Africans believe that she was so harsh with his or her takes, or that they believe that she has no business or no power to that matter to actually tell a sovereign country's president that he is running his mouth. Well, the whole conversation was actually it had already happened. People have talked, and then the whole conversation is down. But the whole point I'm trying to show light on today is how Africans were so much surprised to see South Africans defending their government like that. What's this? This one says, if they can describe the president of the biggest and the most successful economy in Africa in this manner, I doubt what they would think about countries like my own. Yep. And you got it right there. It's actually saying that if they can actually disrespect a country like South Africa in Africa like that, imagine his country. I don't know which country, but it's from though. But yeah, that's what he's saying though. Again, man says running his mouth in question mark. He says, LOL, that's what we are calling diplomacy now. The respect is off the chart. Maybe we should just say come fetch it. Imagine if the rest of the G20 hosted the next US meeting. Tables will flip real quick. America out here acting like the playground bully, but SA doesn't play victim. We will not be bullied. Yeah, so that's South African right there. These are all South African takes, and how come they are actually defending their government and actually letting the world know that they actually cannot sit down and what just happened. How can this young girl actually be able to speak this way to their president, to the sovereign country president like that, saying that he's running his mouth? The disrespect was too much. And this is where Africans were actually delighted, and they were actually really surprised seeing South Africa doing this. See this? This one says that South Africans are defending their president. It's not like they are all like or support him, but it's a collective pushback for the respect of the office and their country. My fellow Nigerians can never. Instead, they will hurt a foreigner over their own, which country doesn't have internal crisis. Yeah, so this is actually Nigerian. He's saying that, or she's saying that, well, see what South Africans are doing. They all have their differences, but they are actually relying behind themselves, trying to protect, to defend their country and put respect on their presidency and their arm of power here. But in the case of Nigeria, the Nigerians would rather support the outsider to tarnish their country's image, and that's what she's saying though. Again, this one says that she's talking about our presidents. It doesn't matter what your political affiliations are. This is absolutely unacceptable. Yeah, that's it. This is what the South African is saying though. This is how South Africans were. It doesn't believe or doesn't concern if you're a Zulu, if you're a Shona, or any part or any tribe you are in South Africa, or any part or anywhere you stand. They made sure that they defended their country, defended their presidency, and demanded their respect. That is how beautiful Africans were saying this, and that is how nicely I'm here to throw the shots on. It doesn't matter what is happening in your country or how internal crisis you're having. Never let an outsider disrespect you. And that is what South Africans are trying to teach Africans. And actually, it's laudable, it's commendable, and African needs to learn that. Again, Rose says that the world can move on with or without the US. South Africa's now International Relations Minister, Ronald Lamola. Yeah, that is what the Lamola also said. He said that the world can move on with or without the USA. These guys were so much bold enough to defend their country and actually oppose everything that Trump and his team were actually saying though. That is impressive. And Africans were all over the comment section saying that they are so proud and they actually respect South Africa with this, and that has shown that these people do not play with their country and they love their country so much. That is a big respect that all African countries need, and together we can make African content great. This is beautiful. Shout out to South Africa for this. You guys are always making the pace so high and setting the ball rolling. Thank you for your time. See you guys around for more African tips. Thank you.